Hi, I'm Kylie Bogdan.
I'm Abby Mitchell.
And we are performance dietitians with FWDfuel Sports Nutrition, here to teach you today about why we specialize in an individualized approach.
So we're going to tell you about some of the basic principles of functional nutrition, really just how we do things here at FWDfuel, which might look a little different than what you would experience in the past. So stick with us for the next 3 to 5 minutes. We'll give you lots of great information.
All right, here we are, Functional Nutrition 101. We would love to tell you today what sets us apart from your average conventional dietitians. We are not your cookie cutter dietitians here to hand over a calorie counted meal plan. We're not going to sit and talk about the food pyramid. We want to create an approach that is individualized to you.
All right, I want you guys to take a look at some of these symptoms, and I want you to ask yourself, are you hitting that wall in the middle of the day? Do you feel like every time you eat, you're ready to just crash or you need to take a nap? Are you struggling to get through the day? Does it hit 1, 2, 3 p.m. and you just have to have that cup of coffee? This is something that we need to talk about, right? You go the whole day, you haven't eaten anything, you skip breakfast, you skip lunch, and it hits, 5, 6 p.m. and you feel like you could eat the world, right? You're just so hungry and you're binging on anything you can find. Or maybe it hits even mid-afternoon or later in the day and you find yourself grabbing the candy. You're looking into cabinets for something sweet because your sugar cravings are out of control. These are all things that I want you guys to start talking about and thinking about.
Right, and it's no surprise. We're so busy. We're running around left and right with work, with studies, with family, with everything in between, and trying to balance that and survive and get enough sleep. It's just really hard. We end up relying on coffee and energy drinks and sweets and carbohydrates just to get that energy boost, when really it causes us to go through the same cycle, that waking up unrefreshed, feeling like a slug throughout the day, and then repeating. And so, newsflash, all this compounds, and it's no surprise that we are more sick, tired, and overweight than we've ever been before in the history of our country. We have more autoimmune disease. So that means, when your body's attacking itself, like multiple sclerosis, or celiac disease, or type 1 diabetes, or Hashimoto's, which is hyperthyroid. The list goes on and on and on, and not to mention infertility. These are at all-time highs. And our kids have more behavior issues than ever before. ADD, ADHD, autism, this is not uncommon anymore. And last but not least, mental illness is at an all-time high. Depression and anxiety are very real, but the coolest part about all of this is that nutrition plays a massive role in every single component of what I just mentioned.
All right, so these are the things we want to talk about when we know we need nutrition support. As Kylie mentioned, we're hitting that middle of the day. We have constant fatigue. We can't lose weight, right? We've done everything. We're cutting our calories. We're over-exercising. We cannot drop that extra weight. Maybe you've even noticed sinus issues, right? That post-nasal drip or that constant runny nose or cold that you have. Did you think that might have anything to do with your nutrition? Well, we'll tell you something, it could. Depression, anxiety, a lot of mental disorders are things we're linking to our food. And we'll tell you a little bit about why that is in a couple slides here. Maybe you're not going to the bathroom every day. You've got constipation, you've got diarrhea. These are huge things that we need to look at in terms of our digestion and how it could be compromised. Maybe you have skin problems, you have acne, eczema, hives, or psoriasis. These can all be linked to our nutrition or potential sensitivities. Lots of other things that we could also relate back to this. Maybe you have really bad joint pain or muscle pain. And this goes far beyond, you just had hard work out in the gym, right? We're all active humans here, but this is, far beyond that. Autoimmune conditions, as Kylie mentioned, even at diagnostically celiac disease or rheumatoid arthritis, but even on the most, basic level, we can have a spectrum of autoimmune diseases or triggers that could be stimulated and respond with many of these symptoms. Maybe you've got headaches all day or migraines that you've dealt with your entire life. Maybe you're farting, you're bloating, and every time you feel like you just ate you're a pregnant woman, right? You got cramping or diarrhea. These are all a reflection of our food. Maybe you're an athlete and you are just constantly dealing with injury, right? Injury after injury, joint pain after joint pain. You've got tendinitis. It just doesn't seem to get better no matter what you do. Maybe you can't even reach your body composition that you've looked for, right? You want to build lean body mass. You want to have less fat mass, but you just can't seem to get there. You're eating all the right foods, or so you think, and you're doing all the right things. Your strength's not improving, you're plateauing, and overall, you're just not getting the results that you want. Maybe you even have conditions and you haven't responded to medications. These are all reasons that we need to look at the need for nutrition support.
Absolutely, especially if any of these symptoms are chronic. We don't mean a day or two or even a week, but chronic. Days, months, years. You absolutely have to consider altering your nutrition. Why? You may think none of this relates, but the gut and the brain directly connect to the vagus nerve. The gut sends signals to the brain and vice versa. So it's no surprise that depression and anxiety and mood and energy and intestinal issues directly correlate to what you're eating. And it goes both ways. We see many former NFL players who have had terrible concussions, and no surprise, they have the worst gut issues. Or think about before, you go to a big event, a speaking event, or even a marathon, and you notice the porta potty lines are a mile or two long right before it begins. Well, that's nerves. The gut and the brain connect. We could give you so many examples, but we really take a lot of pride in our work because we have had the opportunity to make extreme changes in diet, leading to unbelievable results. And we've even had some patients joke and say that it's a miracle because their doctors told them, well, sorry, it's in your genetics, or well, sorry, you have to live with this forever. But really, it's just a matter of tweaking nutrition sometimes.
Not only are we looking at the level of the gut, but we're actually looking at our DNA. So our nutrition can actually upregulate or downregulate the genes that we're predisposed to. What does this mean? It means that nutrition literally can create disease or help fix disease. So these are all things that we're looking at in terms of how our DNA can be altered with food as medicine.
Absolutely. And it's interesting. When we first started to study nutrition, we were told, well, just tell the patient that's their genes, not much we can do. And now we know that's absolutely not the truth. Sure, you may carry the gene for a certain disease. But, and again, while there's no guarantees, the way that you eat and the way that you live can absolutely silence that gene and turn it off, or immediately turn it on to where you will be experiencing that medical condition. The diagnosis is around the corner. But why not try? Why not put your best foot forward? Especially because this is something we specialize in. We'd love to meet you. We'd love to get to know what you eat, how you're feeling, what you're working towards, and then go from there.
So with that being said, we want you guys to know how individualized this approach is, right? We are not a cookie cutter business here. We are not sending you meal plans, templates that are just one size fits all. This is the difference between functional nutrition and conventional nutrition. There truly is a difference, and we know that there is value in this. We look at a full review of your goals, your symptoms, look at your individualized medical history, and what you're eating on a daily basis. So there's no cookie cutter meal plans here. We are truly looking inward to find out what the right approach is for you, for your genetics, and for your individualized performance goals. We always make these recommendations specific to you. Every meal plan, every protocol is completely individualized to what we believe is going to get you towards your goals. Sometimes these individualized needs involves testing. Not in every single case, but oftentimes we want to find out what's going on a deeper level. And sometimes we can utilize very individualized, specialized testing to help achieve these goals.
Exactly. And we really pride ourselves on getting to know you and really tweaking your diet to where, maybe all you needed was a brief elimination nutrition plan for 30 to 60 days. And all of a sudden we found the trigger food done. That migraine you've been experiencing for 8 years, totally gone. In other cases, it's a little more in depth. Maybe we look into food sensitivity testing. Maybe we look into micronutrient deficiency testing, where we're looking at your vitamins and minerals. We could be looking at cortisol, which is a stress hormone. The list goes on and on. But just to give you an idea, we are very excited to meet you, to hear about your story, and really be, some of the first dietitians to actually sit down and listen to you and get to know what you're working towards because, we're here. We want to be a part of your success journey.
Hopefully this is the end of your need to feel like you need to improve your nutrition. Our goal is to make long-term sustainable changes. This is not a one-size-fits-all 30-day cleanse that is going to leave you feeling like you haven't found what you need to move you towards health and move you towards improved performance. This is long-term changes that we're looking to achieve.
We want to teach you tools to have for life. We really pride ourselves on being the dietitians that can help you, 3, 6, 9 months done versus, I need you to come back every month for 3 years. We want to teach you the tools to keep going. We'll be here in between visits for accountability. You can send us pictures of your meals. You can send us messages, ask questions. It's very hands-on. So we're so excited to meet you. And just remember, you are only as good as your last meal. For free information, definitely check out our Instagram and our blog. We write around the clock just to reach a wider audience. Our blog is actually internationally recognized. We have a lot of viewers from overseas, which is really cool. So we'd love for you to join. And please contact us today either through the Instagram message or directly through our blog.
We are so excited to hear from you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.